Hey, what going? It's Mr. Garfield here, and we're going to do a CSEC mathematics past paper question. All right, we're going to focus on section 8, that is geometry and trigonometry. So here I have a question from the January 2020 past paper, right? And it says that the circle shown below has center O, okay? It has center O and the points A, B, C, and D lying on the circumference. A straight line passes through the points A and B, okay? And it told us that angle CBD is 49 degrees and angle OAB is 37 degrees. Okay, so let us look at the questions here that they have asked us to answer. Part 1 of the question says, write down the mathematical names of the straight lines BC, okay, BC and OA. So the line BC that they're referring to is this line here, right? This is B and C, right? So BC. Good. Now, what is the mathematical name for that? Well, you should recall from lower school that that part of the circle is what we call a chord. Okay? So that is a chord. So BC is a chord. All right? Good. So BC is a chord. The other part of the question says what? They want to know the mathematical name for the straight line OA. All right? OA is this here, so this is O. A. All right? So that is the line that they're talking about. And you should also recall from lower school that this part of the circle is what we call a radius. Okay? So OA is a radius. Good. Those are simple questions. All right? So let us just erase this here. Excellent. Now the other part of the question now says, determine the value of each of the following angles, show detailed working where necessary, and give a reason to support your answer. So we're going to look at the angle X, all right? They asked us to find the angle X. Good. Now, how would we find the angle X? Let me label this figure here for you, all right? I'm going to label this part of the diagram. Now, clearly we have a triangle there, right? But what type of triangle is this? Well, I know that this here is a radius, all right? And I know that this is a radius. So OB is a radius, OA is a radius, right? So it means that those radii must be of the same length, okay? So with that being said, it means that this triangle here, okay, that I've highlighted in yellow is an isosceles triangle. And we know that in an isosceles triangle, the base angles are the same, okay? That is important to note. Meaning that this angle here, which is 37 degrees, is also the same as this angle here, all right, which should also be 37 degrees, which is the angle OBA, okay? So these are what we call the base angles, all right? This angle here and this angle here, those are what we call the base angles, okay? Good. So how would I now find the value of X if I know that? Well, if I add those two angles together, all right, plus this angle X that we don't know, we know that when we add those up, we are supposed to get 1 180 degrees, right? The sum of all the interior angles of a triangle is 180 degrees. So we can use that to help us. Let us write our solution here. Okay, so we are saying that the angle OBA plus the angle OAB plus the angle that we don't know, which is the angle AOB, which is the x, all right, that is equal to 180 degrees. Good. So angle OBA was 37 degrees. Angle OAB was also 37 degrees, and the angle AOB, which we don't know, is our angle x. All right, and that should be equal to 180 degrees. Good. So 37 degrees plus 37 degrees is 74 degrees. All right, plus x is equal to 180 degrees. My aim is to find x, so I'm going to subtract both sides of the equation by the 74 degrees. And if I subtract the left-hand side by 74 degrees, I will only have x remaining. Okay, I will only have x remaining. And on the right-hand side, I will have 180 degrees minus 74 degrees. Okay, so x is now equal to 180 degrees minus 74 degrees. That's 106 degrees. All right, great. So that is my answer. And the reason is that the base angles of an isosceles triangle are equal, and the sum of the interior angles of a triangle is 180 degrees. All right, and that is my solution. So it's a 2-mark question. So I believe that you will get 1 mark for the calculation of x and 1 mark for the reason. Okay, so we're now finished with finding the value of x. The other part now is to find the value of y. All right, so let's look back at the diagram here. Good. So let us just erase this here. All right, so we're focusing on y now. How am I going to find y? Well, if I look here again, all right, if I look here, we have a triangle here, right? Yes, that is our triangle. So how am I going to find the value of y? Well, I know this angle right here. All right, what is that angle? That angle is actually 90 degrees. Okay, that angle there is 90 degrees. We know that the angle in a semicircle is 90 degrees. Okay, or you could use the fact that since this angle here, all of that angle is 180 degrees, then we know that the angle at the center is 2 times the angle at the circumference. Okay, so you could use that knowledge as well. All right, so there are different ways you could look at it. So if I know those angles now, okay, if I know those angles, let's just erase this here. So this here is 90 degrees. All right. So if I know this angle is 90 degrees, I know this angle here is y, which I'm trying to find, and I know this angle here, 49 degrees. What can I do with those angles? So we know that when we sum these angles, we are supposed to get 180 degrees. Okay? So I can use that reason to find the value of y. All right, let's write that down here. So we basically stated that the angle CBD plus the angle BCD plus the angle that we're trying to find, CDB, is equal to what? 180 degrees, right? When we sum those angles in the triangle, we get 180 degrees. Good. Now the angle CBD was 49 degrees. The angle BCD was 90 degrees. And the angle CDB, which we're trying to find, that's y. Okay, that's y there. And when we add those three angles, we get 180. Okay, so 49 degrees plus 90 degrees is 139 degrees plus y equals 180 degrees. So what I'm going to do now here to find the value of y, I'm going to subtract both sides of this equation by 139 degrees. And if I do that on the left-hand side, I will have y remaining. And on the right-hand side, I will have 180 degrees minus 139 degrees. So y equals 180 degrees minus 139 degrees. That is going to give me 41 degrees. Okay, good. And that is my answer. But I need to write my reason. So my reason is that the angle in the semicircle is 90 degrees. All right, that's the first one that we identified. So the angle in a semicircle is 90 degrees, okay? And the sum, okay? And the sum of the interior angles of a triangle is 180 degrees, okay? And that is my reason for B, all right, is to find the value of y. Good. So we have now completed this question, all right, the January 2020 question on circle geometry. I hope it was helpful. And if it was, please ensure to like up the video, subscribe to the channel, and share the video with your friends. Okay? With that being said, I am Mr. Garth Reed, student ambassador in the University of Technology, Jamaica, and I'm a mathematics teacher in training in the School of Mathematics and Statistics. I thank you for joining.